What is up, YouTube? In this video, we are going over Week 5 and Week 6 top 8 results from the Deck Out Series 1. Let's get right on into the video. So we're going to get into the top 8 of the Week 5. Unfortunately, Week 5 was when rotation happened and Limitless did not update their website in time for the tournament, so we don't have deck list or meta share for that event. But luckily, we did capture the top 8 archetypes of that week. This was the first week that we are using the post-rotation rules, so that is everything from battle styles onward. In top 8, we had 1 Lost Box Gudra, 1 Dialga V-Star, which is surprising, a Rapid Strike Urshifu, 2 Lost Box Sableye, 1 Miraidon Regieleki, 1 Gardevoir, and of course, 1 Mew VMAX. Week 5 was won, surprisingly, by Dialga V-Star. Dialga V-Star won against the Gudra, then beat a Lost Box, and then beat another Lost Box to take the W at the first place. But now we are going to get into Week 6 results. So this is the meta share. We had 75 players play Lost Box decks. That includes stuff like Giratina, Gudra, other stuff like that. Lugia is still in second spot. This time we had 42 players for that. Gardevoir surprisingly was in third place with 32 players. Arceus decks and Miraidon decks were in fourth, tied for fourth basically, with 29 players each. And then other, we had 77 decks. This includes stuff like your weird decks like Darkrai. What other weird decks did I think of? I don't know. But there's also included in the other is Mew VMAX, which unfortunately did not have enough players to be in the top 5, as well as stuff like Rapid Strike Urshifu and Talion. Before we get into the top 8, let me tell you about Deck Out Gaming. Deck Out Gaming is an amazing store, online Pokemon store, that has everything you need: Pokemon, singles, sealed, accessories, everything you need in one place. You can use my promo code YBMCards for 5% off at checkout. That saves you some money, helps the channel out over here, and also helps support these events. So winning Week 6, we did have a Hisuian Gudra V-Star deck win. This is using post-rotation, so there's no scoop-up nets or anything because those are no longer illegal. This list doesn't look like it's changed too much except for the addition of 2 Ultra Balls to help find the V-Stars, as well as discard cards from your hand that you don't want. Let's say if your opponent's going to Roxanne you don't really want to draw back into those Battle VIP passes after the first turn of the game, so that Ultra Ball helps you discard. We're also seeing this list play 2 Melanies. This is perfect because if you discard a water with Ultra Ball or Radiant Greninja's concealed cards, you could use Melanie the next turn to accelerate the energy and start swinging, so you're not reliant on that Colress Mirage Gate strategy, but you still play that so you can get your Gudras running later in the mid or later part of the game. This list is also playing 2 Defiance Bands, which I really like, over 2 Choice Belt. Defiant Band, your attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's Pokemon, only if you're behind on prizes, which actually works very well with Gudra, considering your opponent's probably going to knock out a Cramorant or Comfey early, so then you're just going to be swinging in with 230 damage with the Hisuian Gudra. And then in second place, we also have another Hisuian Gudra, so I think Hisuian Gudra is going to be very strong in this meta. This list is a bit different. It does play the 2-3 Gudra V-Star line instead of the 3-3 on the other one. This list does play that Choice Belt instead of the Defiance Band, and it also is making room for the Melanie. So pretty solid overall. I do like the first place list a little bit better. The 3-3 Gudra line is very solid, as well as the Defiance Band is a very nice touch. In third place, we have a Lugia V-Star single strike deck. Now, I actually did lose to this player early in the tournament, so it does help me a bit more with my copium that this player did place third. This list is very straightforward and very simple, but very consistent. I think when I played against him, he got turn 2 Archeops Summoning Star in play, but I think he got like 3 Archeops in the discard pile, which is crazy. This list is very nice. We're seeing the 4-3 Lugia line, the 4 Archeops, 2 Tyranitar V, and 2 Stone Journers. Other than that, the supporter count looks nice, the item cards look nice, and the energy count look pretty solid. Coming in fourth place, we have a Lost Zone Box Turbo version and Sky Seal version, playing the Dragonite V, Raikou V, and Drapion V. Sky Seal Zone, you can use that on your Raikou and Drapion to take extra prizes on Pokemon V-Star and V-Max that they knock out. Raikou V is in there to target your opponent's Flying Pikachu VMAX, as well as Lugia V-Star, and Drapion of course is in the list to target down a Mew VMAX. Other than that, the list looks pretty solid. Energy count looks nice, items look nice, supporters look nice. You got the 4 Comfey, 2 Sableye, and 2 Cramorant, as well as you play double Manaphy, which is very solid. I think this format you definitely need double Manaphy to protect yourself from Moonlight Shuriken, as well as Magnezone V-Star. In 5th place, we have a surprising deck list. This is a Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX deck. Now this deck is very surprising. You play the 4/4 Shadow Rider Calyrex. You have 2 Comfey as well as 1 Hatterene V. Basically you want to attack into stuff, let's say like a Comfey, and then switch into your Klefki so they can't use their abilities. You also have that 1 Mawile. I think the Mawile's attack is your opponent can't retreat, and during your next turn you do 90 more damage to your opponent's active, which is actually pretty solid. Trapping stuff in the active is very useful. The supporter count looks pretty solid, energy count looks solid. What does weird me out here is the amount of 1-ofs they play. They play 1 of Hisuian Heavy Ball, which is alright. They have 1 of Escape Rope, 1 Pal Pad, which is alright. 1 Fan of Waves, 1 Pot Helmet, 1 for Sealstone, as well as 1 Choice Belt. A lot of 1-ofs in this deck, but I guess it worked out in the end because they did place 5th, and I think we did have like 280 players this week, which is crazy. In 6th place, we have an Arceus V-Star Giratina list. Now me personally, I am a big fan of this archetype going forward. I think it's actually very strong, very solid. The only problem with this deck is you kind of sometimes have trouble getting into the game, but once you get into the game, it feels like nothing can stop you. This list is very nice. You have the 4/3 Arceus line, as well as the 2/2 Giratina line, 2 Babero, 2 Bidoof, and 1 of the Skwovet. The Skwovet Babero line is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's better than the Genesect line. Supporters, you have 3 Research, 3 Judge, 3 Boss. And then your items pretty solid. You have the 4 Double Turbo Energy, 4 Grass, and 4 Psychic, as well as the 1 V-Guard Energy, which is actually very good in the mirror match because they can't one-shot you and you can hopefully one-shot them. In 7th place, we have a Lost Box Zard list. This list plays no Mirage Gate. It's basically just saying, I'm going to Cramorant the first 2 turns of the game. I'm then going to Sableye, and then I'm going to go into my Radiant Zard, and hopefully that can clean stuff up. They are playing 2 Clara, so they can reuse that Zard over and over. And they are playing a Magma Basin, so you don't always need the fire in hand. This is actually a very, very solid list. I do like it a lot. I especially really like that 1 of Echoing Horn with the 1 of Hawlucha. And then rounding out our top 8, we have a single strike Lugia list. This list looks very solid. 4/3 Lugia line, 4 Archeops, 2 Tyranitar V, 2 Stonejourner Vs, 4 Research, 3 Judge, and 3 Boss's Orders, as well as it is playing the double Professor Burnett, hoping to get that early in the game so you can get those Archeops in the discard pile. It is playing 4 Megagoza, which is very, very high count, as well as it is playing 4 V-Guard, 4 Single Strike, 3 Double Turbo, and 2 Gift. Usually you see V-Guard as a 2 of, same with Double Turbo, but this player is going high on those counts. And that is going to do it for our top 8 this week. I really enjoyed this event. It did go on for long. I heard the finals ended at 4:30 a.m. So hopefully this week we do get a bit less players so we can finish a bit earlier. I will leave a link in the description if you want to sign up for the next online tournament, which will be tomorrow as this video is coming out on Wednesday. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.